Hello, welcome to the First Lady Point of View show, everyone. I'm your host, the First Lady Felicia K. This is the house of culture, music, news, reviews, fashion, and exclusive interviews. And today we have a special guest. We are talking about one of the key players responsible for putting Sac on the map. I know it's a big debate, but I promise you, I got one in the building for y'all today, a real legend. So stick around, you don't want to miss this. We'll be back.
It's the First Lady Point of View. First Lady Point of View. You tuned in. It's the First Lady Point of View. First Lady Point of View. Culture, music, news, reviews. You tuned in. It's the First Lady Point of View. You tuned in. First Lady Point of View. It's the First Lady Point of View. Tapped in, yeah, we always on time. First Lady Felicia K on the line. You tuned in. First Lady Point of View.
First Lady Point of View.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. And as we continue to celebrate 50 years of hip-hop, and the past 30 years that Sacramento has contributed to that, I felt that it was only right that we highlight something that a lot of people don't tend to talk about. I want to talk about somebody that is responsible for putting Sac on the map, but not as an artist, as a businessman, an intricate key player into branding, promoting, getting artists on tour and teaching them about distribution. We have none other than the coldest Carter in the building today, and I'm honored to have him, none other than Desmond Nuchie Carter. How are you today?
Hey, Fee, what's going on, man?
Man, I'm happy that you was able to come out today. I felt, I know you're busy, first off, because you are actually in the middle of a tour yourself right now, or are you guys on hiatus with?
No, we on the Jay Stalin tour right now.
Yeah.
So, plus he's dropping an album. We stand on the move. I just dropped a book, so I'm going back and forth doing book signings and staying on tour.
Busy. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying I'm honored, and you don't do this a lot. As long as you've been in the industry, that's one of the things that I respect about you is as long as you've been in the industry, you know how to play. What you do, the business part, right? But I'm gonna get into the book. We're gonna get into the book. I don't want you to tease them with that yet, because see, we finna build this up. I want them to understand the making of the mogul. That is very important. And like I said, I'm an old school B-girl. I'm a hip hop head. That's a fact, right? But it's important for us to educate about the business aspect, and that is one of the things that you are adored and respected for. When you hear somebody say Nuchie, right? The first thing they'll say. That was why I wanted you on my show. I know we've been touch and go trying to get it to happen, but I knew it was the inevitable because I haven't had a music related artist on this show since we started, and we're almost about to wrap season 2, that did not mention you or Rupert, your brother. Rupert being an artist that inspired them, and you being the first person to take them on the road.
He inspired me to music, you know.
That's what we setting that up for. How did you get into music? You just told him what your older brother Rupert was a rapper.
Well, really, before he even got the title of a rapper, Rupert was always lyrically inclined.
Okay.
He could recite any Too Short song. He could recite any song growing up that he heard, whether it was East Coast, West Coast. He just could recite it. Me, I would mumble, and I'd be like, man. So I never wanted to be a rapper, but that was his goal.
Okay.
And, you know, we never planned to be a group or nothing like that, but him and my younger brother ended up being a group. So I had to find a way, how can I help them go get paid?
Yeah.
So I wasn't interested in music, you know what I'm saying? It was like, let me find a lane in it first. I never wanted to sit in the studio. I never wanted to, you know, it was like, I was more chasing where we could get the money at. You know, where's the money at, you know? So that's what made us the yin and the yang as brothers is my brother was dope in rapping and I was dope in the streets and hustling.
Yeah.
You know?
You was a businessman, and still to this day, you knew how to manifest that. It's interesting because when you think hustlers in business, right, you think the gift of gab, right? You smooth, You know, you dress the part, you look the part, you smooth, but you're not boisterous. You're not. And I said that about the gift of gab because you know how to get the job done, but you for the most part you kind of quiet and observant until it's time to handle the business. And you don't see that a lot, especially in the hip hop culture. You know, usually the person it's almost a finesse mentality usually. They kind of, as soon as they walk in, they pitching it. But you kind of have always been that dapper dude that kind of just sit back, peep it out, and then the next time you see you saying, now see, we could go back here and we could profit off of that. I seen that this was a hungry market. How old were you when you realized you had that?
I was honestly 13 years old. I was 13 years old. I was 13 years old, and when we came to Sacramento, you know, we came here from Oakland. From Oakland, we moved to Berkeley, so we moved to Sacramento from Berkeley. Okay. So when we came here, I had a gift, and my gift was I was connected. I had a lot of family members in the Bay, up and down from Frisco all the way to Vallejo, Richmond, Oakland. So when we moved to Sacramento, it extended the branch of the whole highway from 80 all the way down. And what I did was learn how to be the bridge. Yeah. I was the bridge to the Bay in Sacramento. Yeah. So that was my gift. It was I named my company Who You With Entertainment because when I started doing nightclubs, I started off as a promoter. Okay. And I started off promoting nightclubs, and I realized that door money, that front door money, is a small window of opportunity to get your money, you know? Yeah. So I had to find a way to build a brand that was bigger than just front door money. Okay. You know, so I was like, okay, we could throw a party, it could be a hit and miss. But if you had an artist and you was pushing this artist through all these venues, it don't matter what the door made. Your artist got on. As long as you pushing your artist, you building. It's not a bad investment because you investing into the brand. You building your artist. So I took the promoter out my mind before they even made the movie Janky Promoter. I was already out the door. I was out the door.
I love it. Yeah. Okay, so how does it make you feel when you hear artists say, I learned about distribution and owning my brand, my name from Nuchie? How does that make you feel? Is that like a heavy thing that make you feel like, man, it's pressure, I got to keep going? Or does that make you feel like I did what is required?
They listening.
Okay.
You know, because you can speak out loud to a lot of people, and that's the difference of what we say. You feel me? Yeah. Because you can hear me, but you don't feel me. If you feel me, it's locked in. Okay. You know, it's like stuck in your brain. You gonna more, and when you see the play that you need to make, just like you said, finesse, you have to erase all that out the game, because what they think is everybody's looking for you to run a game on them. Mm-hmm. But if you give somebody a route and they run this route and they score off of it, now it's a play. It ain't the game, it's a play, and that's going in the playbook. Okay. So once I start being able to put players on, which is rappers, by the same playbook, the same blueprint. It worked for Keek, it worked for Dre, it worked for Bo, it worked for Stylin', it worked for Yuck, it worked for Roop Dogg and JDK. So once I seen it was like a recipe, everybody gonna eat off this. Yeah,
and that, I was going there next. That lineup, that's unmatched. Like, people don't understand, like, there's a picture that every year around his birthday or the anniversary of him passing that Rupert always posts, and every year I comment the same thing, is people don't understand the history in that, like the evolution that goes into that. Like, that picture, I don't know what it is about that always warms my heart. Like, the making it, and a lot of people don't know, and that's why Mac Dre was included in that last segment as part of the tribute. I know I was doing the Sack on the Map, but I threw him in there because a lot of people don't know when Mac Dre really got cracking as a rapper. He was in G Parkway recording, and amongst the likes of the Root Dogs and different ones, being taken around the world and learning about the industry through Nuchie. That is just something that I think that
Dre, my relationship with Dre came after, Rupert went to AWOL. My brother got signed to AWOL. So Rupert and Bo moving around town, they going out of state, Seattle, Portland, all these places, Spokane, Washington, and I'm like, I want to go. So when I remember fresh out of high school, graduating, I start falling into stuff that I didn't need to be in, and the whole time my brother gave me the outlet. He said, man, the music is right here, man, come out here with us. So I packed my bags and I was in the Northwest, and I stayed out there for like 2 years, but in the midst of me being there, I started bringing artists from the Bay Area, Portland, Seattle, Eugene, Washington, all that. So now we locked that in like Christopher Columbus. That was we settled, we had that. Next, it was like, okay, we need to conquer the Southwest, Arizona, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Tucson, all this stuff, because it was always LA, Sac, the Bay.
Right.
And everybody thought that's what the music was, but I had intentions of taking it global since I was 18.
Yeah, and you've been doing a good job at that. That's we're gonna drive that home because a lot of rappers back in the day when they were starting, they didn't know nothing about, like even now, people are just learning, own your masters, get your distribution. Who taught you that? Because I know early on you was teaching my little brother and different ones about the importance of not just being in the studio. You got to get that distribution. We got to move this. We got to move it. You don't just want to be making mixtapes and just sitting on them. Who taught you that?
Honestly, owning your masters and owning your music, and coming from Northern California, we never had record labels.
Yeah.
We had clicks.
Yeah.
So a record label come with a lawyer, a record label come with advancement, a record label come with in-house production, a record label come with all this stuff, and we didn't have it, but we were still putting it together, and what made me really, I seen the movie Crush Groove.
Okay.
And when I started studying Russell Simmons.
Okay.
Because Russell had his brothers.
Yeah.
You feel me? And they rapped. And Russell Simmons was my idol. So I started studying Russell Simmons and seeing how he was moving around trying to get the deals and get the business and getting backstabbed and max-stabbed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, I had to realize that this just wasn't TV, it come with the game.
Yeah.
Like I said, you get a lesson plan out of mistakes, you get a lesson plan out of things you were successful in. So I was able to understand what a bad deal was.
Oh, okay.
And I don't drop names or whatever, but my brother and Sibo and them, they was seeing money and moving around with the music, but they wasn't in control of their situation of how much percentage they got in the music, the rights. Rappers never cared about that. Rappers
don't lose that thought. We gonna get into that because now you talk about something.
They never cared about.
We giving an education. They getting a lesson today. We're gonna be right back after this commercial break. So please, after the PSA, come back because we're gonna get more into one of the major factors responsible for putting Sac on the map, and not just by doing it rapping. We'll be right back after this.
Culture, music, news, reviews. You tuned in. It's the First Lady point of view.
Hey, honey. We thought we'd try something new.
Family art hour. What do you think?
You got jokes. You're funny.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
First Lady point of view. You tuned in.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. If you're just now tuning in, we're going to have this one on some replay. It's going to be on demand as well, because I want you guys to get educated. Today, we have been blessed with the presence of none other than the coldest Carter. We got Desmond Nuchie Carter in the building. We're talking about his contribution to putting Sacramento on the map as far as the rap culture and the hip-hop scene as we continue to celebrate 50 years of hip-hop. So we're going to get right back into some dialogue. I want you to finish telling us what we was getting into before the break, and then I want to get into your newest venture. That is important. So we're going to get into your newest venture. I'm going to set that up, but tell us about what you was telling about the bad deals that made you feel like, okay, let me step in and try to help navigate some of that.
When you say I rap, or when you say somebody's a rapper, that's a craft. Just like an artist who paints pictures, just like graffiti, but it's somebody who's passionate about their craft. Now, in order to turn up your passion into a paycheck, you have to know what the business is.
Yeah.
And like I said, without having record labels, and when a lot of people never had a contract. They came in the studio, started rapping, and next thing you know, formulated the click. You was down, you was a part of it, you own the label. But it was never no business behind it. It was just rapping, some passionate shit, making good music though.
Yeah.
Making great music, but to get the coin, the business had to come in. And when I seen everybody so dedicated, living in the studio, smashing, I seen my brothers, I seen Bo, I seen so many people get on the road and give it they all. I say, man, they deserve to get paid. They deserve to get paid from this. You know, not, some record execs or some radio station people, or the hard working person that's performing this and that created this, he need a check.
Yeah.
And what we got to do to get to that. So I start studying. The front end, the back end, the mechanical rights, the royalties. And I want to give a big shout out to one of my artists from Denver, Colorado, Young Doe, because he pushed me so hard to not only be a manager, but to go study all four corners of the music business, front to back. So it wouldn't be nothing that we was in a blind to. And at the same time, he did it with me, and we start getting into other things other than just management and being on the road. We start understanding publishing, distribution, the marketing side, and you got to think of how many people get paid before an album come out.
Yeah.
From front to back.
Yeah.
The mix and master, the studio time, the graphics designer, all these people get paid before the world even hear.
Yeah.
If you can or great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I had to come up with the services that we were spending the money on to build the projects and to build the album, to make the money to put back into the albums.
Okay. So that brings me to the next thing, the book.
What the business is.
First off, congratulations.
Thank you.
This is monumental. This is a major milestone, and I'm proud of you for that. And I will be the first to say that you blindsided me with that. I know you as a lot of things. I did not see Author coming.
Man.
And I love it, but I didn't see that. So that's what's up. I'm happy for that. What made you decide to do that?
Like I said, everybody has a mentor, and like I'm a lot of people's mentor. Some of my younger partners and some of my people that I done managed, they become my mentors, because it's like Charles McClure, that's who wrote the book with me, the author Charles McClure. He got 3 or 4 books already out. He got 37 albums. So when I seen him writing these books and we pushing these books and all the stuff, I knew I had a story to tell.
Okay.
And not only a story, it was calculated steps of not taking the elevator, taking the stairs. So we calculated a lot of footage. We started a music class and built a curriculum to the music class, and he taught it in Denver. And once we seen it work, we said, okay, step by step. You know, when you look at a book, and I don't even want to use this word, but when you look at a book, they put on it, the book for dummies.
Yeah.
You know, and really what they do is they break it down to elementary school graphics, pictures, everything to get you to pick it up the easy way. You know, step by step from front to back. If you read what the business is, me and Young Doe, Charles McClure, we wanted you to understand not only what we've been through, because it's not about us, it's about the steps that you need to take front to back to not get beat.
It's informative.
To own your own, to control your masters, to invest the dollar in the right way. You know, people rap, people listen to it, but how do you get paid from it?
Yeah. So, what was your process with the book? Did you just say, you know what, I'm a freestyle, I'm gonna just be off the cuff, we're gonna be as raw and real. I don't need to think about it, I don't need to go read somebody else's book, we just gonna lay this out.
The book was wrote already with experience.
There it is.
The book was wrote already with experience, with the changes of technology. You know, the people say stick to the old ways. The old ways don't pay you no more. You know, when we first started off with music, we was coming in the studio with ADATs, reel-to-reels. You know, like you said, over 37 years.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
so
music.
Music. You would go in the studio and it'd be a live band in there, and they was playing the band while the music is. A lot of things been took out of the music, you know, put a drum machine. So the drummer gone, now it's just a drum machine. So I start seeing a lot of things get knocked off. Perfect example is you don't see a lot of buildings with secretaries no more because they got AI. So knowing what was coming next, and that's what you got to stay ahead. It's like the iPhone in music. iPhone 1 and iPhone 2 and iPhone 3 all work together until they start selling you different plugins and different apps. You know what I'm saying? We thought we was going to be able to keep an iPhone 1, but it's set up for change. Music is set up for change now. So knowing how the business is going to change and evolving and ahead of the game. And that's what I was able to do, was to stay ahead of the game and just say, okay, I'm going to give y'all something before it even come out. You know, even in our book, we talk about people will ask you a question that they could go to Google, Siri, Alexis, Fiber, and that, you know, because they want it right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They want it hands-on for somebody they done seen successful in it. Yeah. So somebody they relate to. Coming from us. Yeah. What the business is. Yeah. Even the way I spelled it, the way we spelled what the business is some ebonics. Yeah. What the business is. It's like, I need to know. I don't need to know once I'm beat or once I'm already in the guillotine and chokehold. So it's like, if I gave you, my book is a shortcut to success. Okay. So if I gave you the cheat code and say, hey, you finna take a test and here go the answers. And then you don't take this book and study and then you jump in and you like, man, he gave me the answers. That's what the book is. We give you the route. We give you the instructions. We give you the right way. No hopping the fence, no nothing. This is what you need to take step by step. You know what I'm saying? In music, people don't understand that you have mechanical rights. Mm-hmm. You have stage performance rights. Mm-hmm. You know, like, hey, people still say, I went to the show and I paid to get on the show. If I paid for any of my artists to get on the show, I set up a merchandise booth. Now I got a store. I also put my artist on the flyer with whatever that artist was, and through ASCAP, BMI, or whatever, we get a stage performance check for performing. But a lot of people don't know. Yeah, but it's in my book. Yeah, that's what the business is. It's in the book.
There it is. We go plug that because that's important, and they get a little taste of what we know, the people that know you personally and know your contribution. And like I said, I'm proud of you for that. I didn't see it coming, but I'm happy that you did it. I hope eventually you'll do a part 2 to it. I want to see that continue. You got a lot of stuff going on, but it just was real important for me to highlight your greatness and what you brought to the culture and hip hop as far as Sacramento and the Bay is concerned. I don't think I ever ran across the artist, not even outside of Sacramento. We both We both cool with P. We know P. Everybody that I met in the industry already know who you are or knew or had some type of dealings with you, and they all say the same thing. You been doing this. I remember I had, we're gonna get ready to wrap up. I want you to plug everything, but I had Be Legit on a show in LA, and when he said what we've been doing, and every time I run into him now, I tell him that always made me think about Nuchie, and I know he's worked with you. He started laughing.
I still work with
yeah,
Bila.
That was good to know. So
big shouts out to Bila. Bila got a new album out, and if what people don't understand about Bila is Bila's a person who, we both Capricorns, so we talk about everything, you know, from music to spirituality to ancestors to, we talk about a lot of things to each other, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, that's another, I can't, get off the interview without saying.
I was gonna say we're gonna wrap it up, but I'm happy you getting into that because
my
I got respect for
my
you.
route came from SIBO, Roop Dog. From then, I went with 40 and Bila.
Yes.
When I learned what I learned with 40 and Bila, Dre came home. So I was able to take Dre on that same mission. You know what I'm saying? And whatever artists come now, that Yellow Brick Road is still there.
Well, I want to shout out Be Legit too. He was one of my first major interviews, and he was actually one of my best interviews. So yeah, I want to shout him out. But tell everybody your sites. Tell them the name of the book again.
The book is called What the Business Is.
And they can get
you
that
can get
where?
on Amazon. You can get the book, you know what I'm saying? You can get the audio book on Audible.
Okay.
Go to my Facebook or my Instagram, and I got the link on it. You can buy it straight.
You
can buy it straight from me. So my Facebook is Desmond Carter, DesmondCarter. My Instagram is Nuch, Nuchda, code is Carter. Nuch, the code is Carter. And you can get the book off my page. It's a link up there. You could get the book from Charles McClure, Young Doe too. So we just pushing, Fee.
Oh man, I'm happy to see it, and I'm along for the ride. Whenever you're ready to come back and get into some things, push something. My door is always open. We family. You always got a seat at the table. I feel like you're a part of the reason why I have this table, and so I salute you, King. It's been a pleasure, and thank you for stopping by. I feel like I got some exclusive. I'm feeling real privileged today.
Before I leave though, I can't leave without shooting out the whole 6ix9ine family. That's Sly G, BG, Marv, Mitch, Roop Dog, Nino, JDK. That we still, so I won't use the word had, we got a rap family.
Yeah, we do.
We got a rap family, and you a part of that, First Lady,
you.
So we go back a lot of years. I'm proud of you like you proud of me. I want you to keep doing what you're doing. Big shouts out, to everybody in Sacramento who stayed grounded, and adapting with the change.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Putting it on the map, man.
Come on, Sac on the map.
It's been a pleasure, man. I had a good time today. I want to thank you all for tuning in. We're going to get Mr. Carter back in the building, and I think we're going to get the big dog, too. I'm working on that, you guys. I promise. Until next time, you guys, reach back for those that are coming up behind you, and pay homage to those who did it before you. It's free, and you'll feel good about yourself. I promise you will. Peace. One love. May God bless your hustle. Until next time, we out of here.
First Lady point of view. First Lady point of view. You tuned in. It's the First Lady point of view. First Lady point of view. Culture, music, news, reviews. You tuned in. It's the First Lady point of view. You tuned in. First Lady point of view. It's the First Lady point of view. Tapped in, yeah, we always on time. First Lady Felicia K on the line. Wanna know what's poppin'? Tap in for the scoop on all the hot topics. The latest fashion, new music reviews. The hottest artists and exclusive interviews. You came to the right spot. First Lady on deck, keep it locked. Keep it locked. Keep it locked. Tuned in. First Lady point of view. First Lady point of view. You tuned in. It's the First Lady point of view. First lady point of view. Culture, music, news, reviews. You tuned in. It's the first lady point of view.